Oh, I love that music. What is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, come here, no touching. I don't do the touching. Oh, all right. Fellow dceu fans around the world, come in for a big hug. Group hug. So today we talk Hall H. We talk how will the Snyder Cut eventually be announced. My opinion on that will shock you. And I will be talking about how I believe the Snyderverse will last longer in people's memory, whether it's positive or negatively, longer than the MCU. So the Hall H revelations, right? Hall H, the DCEU, Warner Brothers will not be at Hall H this year. Surprise, surprise, as soon as Marvel Studios found this out, all of a sudden they're going to be attending, because I didn't think they were going to be attending. So the rumour is that Marvel Studios are going to be attending Hall H, but that's not official yet. So, sorry about that. Terrible throat right now. But we are Superman fans, we are Batman fans, and we go on like our heroes. But, yeah. So I personally don't think that Hall H matters anymore. I don't. I think it's bullshit. As someone who lives so far away from San Diego, in another country, right? San Diego Comic-Con, the build-up and all that is exciting. But to a mainstream fan, they don't give a shit. Because even if you don't go to Hall H, the information trickles down. I think Hall H is exciting if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con. But do I think this hurts the DCEU? As a DC fan, will I not go again and again to watch the Joker movie? Will I not go and watch Birds of Prey? Will I not go and watch Wonder Woman 1984? Will I not be hyped for these movies because Warner Brothers and the DCEU are not doing a Hall H? No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all to me. It really doesn't. I think it's all bullshit. And apparently, Warner Brothers will be there next year, and that's great. But the truth of the matter is, what's the point of going there just to do some fake hype? But what is the real reason for the DCEU not being at Hall H? It's Wonder Woman 1984. They don't want to release too much information about it. If they go there and basically reveal nothing, the fans will go absolutely apeshit. They don't want to tell us about what's going on. What we've heard so far, right, and this is from people who've seen the test screenings, it's a 1980s romantic spy thriller. Of course, the film's a lot more than that. I know that for sure. But this is the film that's going to change everything. This could be a highly controversial film if you're a fan of the Snyderverse. But in The Gift That Keeps On Giving, Deb and Zack Snyder are producers on this. This film is actually written by Patty Jenkins and the guy many, many people don't like, Jeff Johns. He had a big hand in this movie, whether you like it or not. I will never, ever, ever throw any shade or any hate at Jeff Johns, because Jeff Johns has been the most honest person about this whole thing. He said, listen, I took the job because I was needed to take the job, but my strengths are writing. And all those comics he's written, all those stories, all those legendary things that he's written, right, even some live action stuff, right, the man's proved he's a great creative and a writer. But no, he's not Kevin Feige. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you're one of those people still blaming Jeff for what happened to Zack, you're wrong. Now, I know that Jeff Johns probably didn't approve of the Snyderverse. It's not the way he looks at DC. That's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. But the only person who drove Zack Snyder off this project was Kevin Sugihara. I mean, Jeff Johns pretty much admitted that even during Man of Steel, when he was trying to give them some advice, nobody was listening to him. Now, personally, I love Man of Steel, and I'm glad they didn't listen to him. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. And this is the thing now. I think that's why they're not in Hall H, because they don't want to be forced to reveal more than they want to about Wonder Woman 1984. I don't think we're going to see a trailer till December, because Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot revealed that's when the big push, the big promotion push, the marketing push for Wonder Woman 1984 will happen. And that's why I think they're not going to Hall H. They're not ready for a Birds of Prey trailer. They're not ready to promote that film yet. And that's coming out in February, right? So, but the thing is, right, you don't need Hall H to market anything. You have viral campaigns now. You have posters. You have trailers. You have TV spots. You have actors travelling all around the world. And especially these people are busy. Patty Jenkins will be busy with VFX for Wonder Woman 1984, editing it down. Her and Jeff Johns, will be kind of discussing things. They don't have time to wait. As a fan, right, what would I rather? Patty Jenkins going to Hall H or actually working on the film I'm really excited about? You think about that, because I think we live in an age where everyone kind of expects so much of creatives now. And I really don't think there's any need for Hall H. Hall H doesn't do much for me at all. So I'm not disappointed, and I'm not walking around going, oh, typical, Marvel know what they're doing. They're going to Hall H, and DC and Warner Brothers are not. No, they've got nothing to reveal, so they can't be asked, right? There's no point. And Warner Brothers will have a presence at the con, at San Diego Comic-Con. There'll be desks and, things going on there. There may be trailers. Who knows, right? But I don't feel there's any need to be disappointed with no DCEU presence at Hall H. So we move on now. I want to talk about how the Snyder Cut will be revealed eventually. Well, I don't think it's going to be revealed with any fanfare. I like watching Dingus Bingus' video. I think that guy's brilliant. He's got such an adorable voice as well. He is a hero. I'm not sure. Anyway, I love Dingus Bingus and I love his videos. They're so positive, right? But the thing is, he was saying it's best if it's kind of released through the Warner Media streaming service. Well, the thing is, Dingus Bingus, the problem is with that, I live abroad. I won't be able to watch that because the Warner Media streaming service, like all bloody American streaming services, are only available to Americans. And the only way, because there's as many Snyder fans and fans of the DC Snyderverse abroad as there is in America. And the only way we'll be able to watch it is if Netflix get international rights, which will probably be the case if you look at what's happening with the DC Universe streaming shows, which are coming onto Netflix. Titan Season 1 already came onto Netflix, and I'm sure Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing will be as well. So I don't think streaming's the right thing. And Dingus Bingus was saying, yeah, it's a cheaper way of doing it. They don't have to produce DVDs, Blu-rays. Listen to me. If there is a Snyder Cut being released, it's going to be on those platforms eventually because they can make money from it. Yes, everything you do in business, in films, in entertainment, in anything, costs money. But ultimately, there's a lot of money to be made from this. There's so much hype behind this cut of the film because it's so much more than that film they put out there. That film they should never have put out there. So I don't think this will actually be announced with, there's been all these lies and nonsense about Zack Snyder going to Comic-Con this year and last year and there's going to be a big announcement and he's going to come out to fanfare. No, that's not how it's going to happen. There'll be a little announcement. Do you remember what little fanfare the Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition was? Breaking news, yes, an Ultimate Edition will be released in theatres for a limited time, then on Blu-ray. That was the little fanfare that we got. We were excited because the theatrical cut of Batman v Superman wasn't Zack's Ultimate Vision, and the Ultimate Cut was. You could tell from the theatrical cut there were things missing, there were things that weren't explained, the editing missed out some information, and that wasn't Zack's cut, that was Warner Brothers' cuts. The theatrical cut of Suicide Squad wasn't David Ayer's cut. Now, you go and watch the extended edition. Now, that doesn't have as much footage as BVS, but it still has more Joker. I think the Harley and Joker moment when she dives in the toxic dump as well. I think do we see that in the original cut? I can't remember. But there's some good moments in that cut as well. And that's David Ayer's. Now, they're still saying that that's not David Ayer's Ultimate Vision. I'd still like to see the full David Ayer cut of that movie because I like Suicide Squad. I think it's a good movie. It's not a mess. It's not a mess. It is set after Superman's death. Even Wallace says it, what does she say? Superman changed the world when he flew across the sky. He changed the world again when he didn't. There is chaos because there's no Superman to keep the world safe. That's the whole point. The Suicide Squad being formed is only formed because of Superman's death. And they blatantly tell us in that film. But anyway, yeah, so I don't think the Snyder Cut will be released with much fanfare. I really don't. But what do you think? How do you think that the Snyder Cut will be released eventually? Will it be a big announcement, Comic-Con? Will Warner Brothers admit their mistakes? No, that's not how it works. There will be an announcement and that will be it. I mean, personally, if I was Warner Brothers, I'd take advantage of this situation. So, things are changing at Warner Brothers. We know that. They've already been changing the DCEU. Walter Hamada's been in charge for, a couple of years, maybe a year and a half. Probably about the same amount of time of just after the release of Justice League, because I personally think that the New Line Cinema team should just run everything. I've noticed the new Annabelle movie is getting great reviews. These people know what they're doing. They did Shazam. Again, people loved Shazam. There was so much buzz for that film. When you look at James Wan, who really is a New Line Cinema person, who originated there. Again, his Aquaman movie, people loved it. It made over $1 billion, mainly because James directed the movie, right? So I think the future is the New Line Cinema people. And going forward, I think this DC property will have multiverses, and I think they will focus within the movies. I think that there will be kind of a template of universes which will come together. I think they're trying to do something quite ambitious, and I'm really excited, ultimately, to find out. They're not releasing much information. I think for now, getting excited, a film at a time, is fine for me. But I, of course, want to know what you think. Are you excited? Are you underwhelmed? Did you like Shazam? Please let me know, and I'll see you again tomorrow.